So, as you now know, your author biography is an integral part of your Amazon sales page. And in this lesson, we're going to take a little look at how to write a killer biography. Now, there is no blueprint. I'm not going to say, first line do this, next line do this, next line do this. Because part of the biography is to inject some kind of individuality into it. When people are viewing lots of different books and they come across yours, you'll then stand out. So we're not going to be doing that, but I am going to be guiding you. Bio, it's off to work we go. That's why I never became a singer. Really, the bio is one of the most important and most overlooked marketing tools for authors. A lot of them do treat it as just fluff, a couple of lines to fill up a space, and that really is not what we're looking to do. You need it to become a tool and to become an integral part of that sales material that you have. The big thing is it gives the book and you a human face and credibility. They always say, and you'll hear me say this throughout the course, people don't buy products, they buy people. Every single thing you buy with a person in mind, because it will affect you, people you know, because the people you're purchasing it from you have an affinity with, and exactly the same thing can be said to books. But the big thing with the biography is most authors see it as an opportunity to try to make themselves look too important, and people aren't expecting you to be that important, and in the process of doing that, they fail miserably and turn people off. Really, the bio is there to reflect your personality, and natural bios sell more. And we're going around there we go. So the next thing we look at is some formatting and style rules for your biography. Really, some of these will come as a surprise because you're likely already misled. No more than 4 lines, short and snappy. Remember, it's not the synopsis of the book. It's just that little bit to give it that human touch. Should always be written in the third person. Should never be I, me, I like to, we. Always John Smith, the author. Big thing you must do is back up any claims of success. We're going to look at some real-world examples in a short while, and you will see this terrible thing people do where they will use they'll brag, or they'll use subjective phrases that don't mean anything. So you can't say so-and-so is a leading figure in the business industry. Don't put that. You need to give them a fact. So-and-so, won whatever award, or 10 years in a row has been awarded or classed as the top 10 San Francisco business leader by whatever university. So you've got to back up any claims, because then you're not bragging, you're giving people a fact. But the big thing people do is they just make these crazy claims, they're subjective, the language isn't concrete, and it turns people away. The other thing is to use formal English. The biography is one area where, of course, you'll be creative, but you do have to stick to a slightly professional tone, because that's what people expect. I've seen some crazy formats before for writing biographies, kind of people doing it with song lyrics and everything in quotes, and that just doesn't work. Stick to standard English, stick to standard formatting. It's going to be the most formal part of your book marketing. So here's some tips for a killer biography. Stay relevant. Only put things in it that help sell the book, that pertain to the book's topic and target audience, and things that will draw you closer to an authority figure in that genre or subject area. Don't oversell yourself. No, I'm not saying don't sell yourself, but don't oversell yourself. The kind of natural biography will lead people to buy the book. If you've got to kind of beg for business, big yourself up too much, it comes across as desperate. Desperation is one of the biggest killers for book sales. The other thing is not to be too cool for a bio. I've had a couple of clients, generally big-headed folks, all about their ego. They ultimately fail anyway because they won't listen to advice. They think they know it all already. But you will meet people that say, I don't need a bio, the synopsis says it all, I'm too cool for a bio, I'm so successful there is no way I could condense it into a bio of 4 lines. Do not do that. You're not that important. Avoid pets. You'll know what I mean if you buy a lot of books. Everybody seems to spend a line saying, John Smith stays at home with his 2 Cocker Spaniel puppies, energetic folks who keep him on his toes. Don't get too personal. This is absolutely true. I did some bio work for an author about 2 years ago. He was a fast jet pilot whose ego was running at the speed of the engines that power the aircraft that he flies. And I was writing up a biography for him. I asked me to send him information he wanted included. One of them literally said, I'm not going to say his name, say John Smith, gets any woman he wants because he is hung like a bull. Yes, wanted me to refer to the size of a certain part of his body in the press release. Do not get too personal. Do not name your employer's name or location. Don't tell people the school that your children go to. You'd be surprised what people do. Enigma works. And the other thing is, nobody needs your life story, okay? They're not interested in that. And I'm just going to mute something. There we go. We'll take a little look why in some of our examples. The other thing you can do is read lots of bios. Better biographies I see are from people that read a lot. They tend to know the flow of a bio, what goes into them. They have an intuition for what's good and what's bad. Here are some great things you can add. Educational and professional accreditations, any experience relevant to the book, any awards or accolades relevant to the book. See, everything's relevancy. You're seeing relevant to the book a lot because the one thing authors don't generally do is make the bio relevant. Interesting hobbies. So I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot here. I'm being a hypocrite. I'm saying don't talk about pets. Don't tell your life story. But certainly if you do something interesting, it will make you sound human. And humanity is what we're trying to get across here. That you're not a big head. You're not a robot. You're a genuinely nice person, and therefore buy my book. Plans for future writing. Always good to say that John Smith is currently at the writing table, composing 2 sequels, which he hopes to have on the market by August of 2018. That kind of stuff works well. And a link to your website or blog. Okay, so now we're going to head on over and take a look at some examples, and I'll give you a critique. So click my fingers and we'll go right there. Wow, there we go. That was quick. So I'm going to go over some real-world examples here, and the books I am choosing and the authors I am choosing are just people I've come across, and this is in no way a dig. It's some constructive criticism of what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. So we've got one book here, and we've got a synopsis that's perhaps a little bit too long, but very detailed. The synopsis here is excellent, a good model for you to use if you can shorten it a little bit. But then we come to the about the author section down here. The bio is one great big brick that literally tells the majority of the author's life story. So as you can see, I'm saying 4 lines, and this one's about 15. It's like 3, 4, almost 4 times too long, and it goes into way too much information. He has got some good stuff about his professional career and his professional advancement, but getting rid of that life story aspect would be better in just introducing him quickly and doing the professional accreditations. So that's that one there. As you can see, you're asking too much for readers here to put 3 or 4 minutes aside to read your bio. Here's another one we're looking at here. I'm not saying the names of the books. You can go and find them if you want to. They're all live on Amazon. This one is from an author that has got actually a really good page, great reviews. I mean, a whole bunch of reviews there. You can't get any better than that. When we get to customer reviews, he's got 23 5-star reviews, 1 4-star review. Again, excellent. So he's obviously a man of integrity. Goes a little bit wrong on his biography. It's a good length. Could cut it down to about half though. But I'm talking earlier about subjective language. And we've got things here. Let me just go here. Okay, in real life, Jimmy's the co-owner of an advertising agency. I'm sorry, I'm actually on the wrong bit here. Here we go. I was looking at this about the author section, which is different. He's got 2 about the authors, which is very confusing. So number 1, cut one of those out. Just use the one that's on your Amazon biography. But good length here. But he goes a little bit wrong. Kind of living proof that big things really do come in small packages. He's a savvy CEO, loving husband, a funny father, a best-selling business book author, a sought-after advertising copywriter, wannabe musician, that's okay, a master magician. This is subjective. There is nothing ironclad there to tell me that any of that is true. Funny father, that kind of thing, master magician, to me sounds like somebody bigging themselves up to get you to buy the book. Now, I'm not saying this isn't true, but what he needs to do here is to convince me it's true by qualifying it. A master magician, says who, and what has he done in magic? If he's got his own magic show that's toured, that's fine, put it in there. I'm not accusing this guy, as I say, of not telling the truth. What I'm saying is that he's not qualifying his claims. So you've got a really good page here. Really, really good page. With a good length first biography, just I read it and think, says who? It's that kind of says who thing, which I say to my authors all the time. People will call me and say, I've got the best book in the world, it's going to be a movie next year. And I say, says who? And they always respond, me, or my wife and my best friend. And that's not a good indicator. So, really good room for potential here, though. Here's another one. This is a straight, looks like an adult novel. I haven't really read too much into it. Synopsis is good, could be a little bit longer. But this is the interesting thing. He's got everything he needs. He's got a synopsis. Look at that. 27 5-star reviews, 4 4-star reviews. Again, you cannot get any better than that. Rave reviews here. This guy really knows how to build credibility. But then we come down to this. It's okay, the length is good. A little bit messy on that side. But what he's doing here is he's basically going in and divulging his entire author history. He's telling us about his other books. He's got a little introduction about himself. But here, with the story Royal La Familia, Hooper ventures off into the music industry when he brings a character to life named Lee Perry that allows the character to express his views of the hip-hop game and what being famous really means. A short, urban, erotic story, blah, 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 blah. That's not what the biography is for. Put that stuff up in the synopsis or elsewhere. If you are going to mention it briefly. This here is a real waste of an opportunity with a biography. To not talk about himself, to not put the human spin on things. Instead, he's kind of dribbled on about other books, and I look at it and I'm confused. Why is that information there? Why isn't it up there? Who are you? There's a critique on that one. And you'll notice some of my critiques here are a bit fumbly, and it's because I've deliberately taken these books and not really looked too deeply into them. I'd rather give you some kind of honest, off-the-cuff stuff than have a rehearsed critique, because a lot of book buying is instinctual. Now moving on to a perfect example. I will name this author because I think she comes up in another module. I came across her while producing this course. Tame Your Manners at Camp Safari by Loretta Neff, it looks like. She's got a perfect Amazon page here. Great length. Synopsis tells you everything you need to know. She's got editorial reviews from Kirkus, from people in the industry, the Children's Book Review. Look at this here. Picture perfect biography. I'm going to read it to you. Loretta Neff is the president of the Elegant Way School of Protocol, a boutique etiquette firm represented in Fort Lauderdale, Naples, and West Palm Beach, Florida, and has offered etiquette education to the private, public, and non-profit sectors for almost 2 decades. Loretta established the Elegant Way Foundation in 2012 as a non-profit organization to provide resources and training in social skills to other charities' missions as part of its mission. So she's not driveling on about herself. She is bigging up what she's done, but it's 100% qualified. I can go online and find the Elegant Way School of Protocol. I can research the Elegant Way Foundation and see that she did founded both of them. So he or she has kind of a due right to talk as she is, because she's qualifying everything she says. And we're not hearing about dogs, and we're not hearing about favorite vacation destinations. Everything here qualifies the fact that I may purchase and makes me want to do it. So well done there to Loretta. Okay, so that's some critiques, and that winds up this lesson. And looks like we're actually at the end of the module here too. So next we'll be taking a look at some social media. Get over there. I shall see you there. Just going to refill my water.